another video. This was on my mind when I woke up today. I was going to do another video, but I had to get this one out. And it's dealing with the simple fact that, you shouldn't be doing something for someone that is not willing to do the same to you. Or for you, rather. And, I was just thinking about pretty much or reflecting on things in my life that's happened, because I do that a lot. I like to reflect on my life and try to figure out if I made the right decisions in those situations, or try to figure out what were people thinking in those scenarios. And one thing that I've learned is that sometimes if you go back and look, sometimes you have given more to someone than what they gave to you, or you're around people that always take from you. You always doing something for them, but when it's time for you to get reciprocated for something, they're never around, or they don't want to be around. And so with that being said, you need to start realizing who's around you and who's in your circle, and are willing to give you as much as you give them. Now, there are certain situations where it could be just you. I give me to an example. I like to cook. I like to cook big meals for people and stuff like that. Now, that's just me. So if I invite people over, I cook a big, humongous meal, and people enjoy themselves. We drink, laugh, have fun, whatever. So I'm not going to go over to someone else's house and feel like they should do the same thing as far as that is concerned, because I have to know who I'm going to. I have to know what I'm expecting out of that individual, because maybe this individual doesn't cook like I do. And I'm just calling off friends. Now, girlfriend's got to be something different, because there's a requirement to cook. But if I'm just cooking on the grill or something like that, there's got to be some type of reasonable expectation out of people, right? I don't know, picking up a phone and calling you to see how you're doing. If you run out of gas, and if they're not doing anything, guess what? Hey, pick me up, or get a gas can, fill up with some gas, help me put some gas in my car, and help me out every once in a while if I need help. Or if I'm working on my car or something like that, if you are very knowledgeable in that, reciprocate that kindness and that friendship, or the way that I help you back to me. That is very simple that you can do. A lot of people in your life probably don't do that. A lot of people just come in just to take from you, and that is an issue. Why is it that you have people around you that all they do is take? They take, and they never put nothing back into the pot. Never. You have people that always want to borrow something from you, but it's when it's time for you to borrow something from them, they can't do it. You got people out there that rely on your ability to be helpful, to be there for them. But when it's time for you to be reciprocated just because you may have an issue, they're not willing to do it. Or you have someone that always wants to dump their issues onto you, but they never have time for when you need an ear to listen to. That's when you should realize that, this person is not a friend. They are a parasite in my life, and I shouldn't be around them. Not one bit. And it's time that guys need to understand who are parasites. It could even be your wife that's around you. That's no benefit to you. Could be a girlfriend, could be a friend, could be a whole lot of people, could be your job that you always put something into, but you're not getting any benefit out of it. That's when you need to start reasserting and readdressing your relationship to that person or business or whatever it is. And just say, listen, I'm not getting any benefit out of this. Not one bit. I'm not being reciprocated for the efforts that I put in. And I'm not going to get the benefits of being reciprocated for the actions that I do, then I may need to leave the situation. There have been plenty of times where I've had friends that I reassess the situation. I say, you know what, I can't be friends with you anymore because you're taking too much from me. You're always taking from me, and you never want to add in. And I've let go a lot of people that way. A lot. And I have no qualms about that. I have no qualms about letting people go that are not good for me. And I think it's time for guys to act the same way. If you got people around you that are not good for you, guess what? You need to leave them alone. You should only be around people that are willing and able to be a benefit to you, just as much as they should be able to look at you and say you're a benefit to them. You should benefit each other. If you got friends around you that all they want to do is fucking use you, you need to let them go. They're not worth it. How are they bettering you? How are they challenging you? And I'm not saying this is just like maybe you got an argument with a friend about something. Because sometimes friends do that. Sometimes friends argue. Sometimes friends may not like each other. But guess what? They always still come around. If you got someone that you get into one argument and then they hate you for life, they were never your friend. And you have to realize that. Sometimes people will use you just to get something out of you and then will leave you alone. And when you start noticing this, the older you get, you realize that a lot of people start losing friends and just stop hanging around a lot of people. You know, and I think this is a trait that younger people do because they want everybody to like them. But as the older you get, when you start getting into your 30s and 40s, most of the people fall off. Most people will never talk to you again. A lot of people that you had friends with, you will never see again. And you keep your core group of friends that stayed with you to the very end. Like, I have 2 friends in Raleigh, and I've got one friend in my hometown, and I got another friend that's in Charlotte. That's all the friends I need. Now, I got a couple of people that I'm cool with up here on the YouTube streets and stuff like that that were willing to help me out, and I consider them friends. I consider them cool people. But I'm just talking about in my very personal life where I can go and see you and stuff like that. I've only got like a couple of people. That's it. I don't need to have a whole bunch of people around me, because a lot of people that are around you are just plotting on your downfall. They're plotting to use you. They're plotting to get stuff from you, and that's not cool. I don't mind being a loner. I don't mind, not having a lot of friends. For the simple fact of the matter is that having a lot of friends doesn't mean that you're going to be happy. Having a lot of friends doesn't mean you're popular. Having a lot of friends most of the time means that you got something they want and they want to hang around you for that reason. I've had friends that used me just because I was willing to drive to places they wanted to go. But when it was time for them to drive, they're nowhere to be found. And because of that, I'm no longer friends with them. Because the worst thing I ever want to feel like is that I'm being used. I hate the feeling that I am being used. And so this is the reason why I don't have a lot of friends, because I know a lot of people will just try to use you for their own benefit. So this is just a cautionary tale, just so you guys know that you may need to start vetting your friends, start vetting people around you to make sure that they are your friend and not a user. And it's your job to make sure that these people are on the up and up. If they're not on the up and up, then it's your job to make sure they are removed from your life. That's it. They are removed from your life. This is Art. I'm out.